All right, guys, good morning. It's September 27th. We're a few days out from the 2022 Michigan bow opener, and today we're going to talk a little bit about my saddle setup and some of the things I do and some of the things I'm looking for when it comes to saddle hunting. So hopefully you guys get something out of this video, and let's check it out. Here we got the Latitude Outdoors method saddle, 2-panel system, really compact, lightweight 2-panel saddle, metal free. This is super light, love it. I got a couple dump pouches on here. For me, the 2-panel worked out well. The adjustability, the flexibility, and things you could do with it that you can't just, you just can't do with the 1-panel. So I went this route. If you guys want to check it out, go to their website to get a little bit more details and specs on it and everything. I'm not really going to go into that, but platform, of course. I've got a couple different platforms. This one's a little bit bigger than my other one. Again, there's a bunch out there. Latitude just dropped a couple platforms as well. I haven't had my hands on those yet, but I hear they're awesome. Knee pads, just kind of nice to have them on. If you just need to take a little break or something, you can lean into the tree or whatever. Sticks, you need some sticks, of course, so you can get up in the tree. I've had these for a few years now. Just an 8er on the first step. And I use 4 sticks. And with this 8er on this first one, I can get up 18 to 20 foot, 22 foot, just fine. So, sticks, there's a bunch out there as well. 4th arrow camera arm. This is the micro triple arm. I ran this the last year or so. Yeah, last year. And I did a little upgrade this year. Satellite camera arm. All right, guys, we're all set up in the tree here. Let's take a look at what we're working with. It's the tether. Again, something to think about, your tether height. I usually have mine pretty low. I know a lot of guys have it up higher. I like to have mine pretty low. It's just above my chest, and that angle seems to work for me. I'm comfortable. Camera arm, think about the height. Where do you want the height of your camera arm? Where does the base need to go? Mine is just above my knee. That's going to give me plenty of clearance to pass the camera under my bridge. Very important. If you get it too high and the deer's coming off to your right, you're not going to be able to feed your camera on the other side of the tree. Okay? You can adjust the length of the bridge. These knots here, there's actually 2, so you can adjust both if you want, or 1. You can adjust your bridge on these loops, and that's going to give you more pressure on your back or less pressure on your back, more pressure on your legs or less pressure on your legs. So again, that's something you need to mess around with and figure out, what works for you. The 2-panel system, I can have the top piece higher up on my back, I can have it lower, I can have the bottom piece kind of more under my butt, and I can kind of just sit into the tree. I'm more of a leaner. I'll stand pretty much the whole time, so I like to have this bottom panel kind of just right on my butt, and this top panel kind of supporting my back. That's kind of where I've grown to like it. Well, guys, that's it for saddle hunting 101. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask myself or Blake or anybody on the team. We love talking deer hunting and saddle hunting and all that fun stuff, guys. So don't hesitate to ask. Again, the season's right around the corner. This weekend is the opener. You're getting out there, good luck this season.
All right, today I want to talk a little bit about stand selection, when to use certain tools. Basically, I've got 3 different setups that I've got. I run my mobile setup, sticks, and a stand. Option 2 is I run a lone wolf climber. And then my 3rd option is my saddle, my Latitude saddle. Basically, there's a couple different setups or reasons why I'll use each one of them. A wood's full of these trees. This is where an ideal situation for my climber. No big deal, easy, up and down. Now granted, anytime I'm looking for a climbing tree, I'm always looking for backdrop. A lot of times I prefer only to find trees that split at the bottom, usually 3, and then I can usually put my climber in the middle of those 3. Something like this gives me cover, gives me backdrop, conceals me while I'm up there. That's the only thing I look for, is that backdrop, that concealment. The one thing I love about the saddle is, you know, obviously it's lighter. I used it on my buck in Indiana last year on public land. I had to hike about 1.5 miles in, so it was a whole lot lighter setup for that situation. This right here, this would be an ideal tree for me for a hang on. Probably something on the straighter trunk for sure would fit in this tree with a saddle. I see too many guys taking a ladder stand and putting it on a tree like that. You got no cover, you got no concealment cover. You know, something like this, you've got cover, you've got backdrop. I prefer to use every tool that is available to me. A lot of times I'll have my saddle in my backpack and I'll head to a tree stand. And if something happens on my way to a tree stand, can't sit in that tree stand, I need to move, or the wind shifts, I got that saddle and I can shift that nice plan easy. That's why I like having the saddle. I don't use it as a replacement for all my stands. I use it as a tool. All right, so I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what I do on my saddle. This is what works for me. So this is the classic Latitude saddle. This is what I use, and I've got a dump pouch here. Basically, I keep my lineman's rope in here and my bridge rope, and that's it. Usually do is I'll take my lineman's rope and put it around one side so I can whip it around the tree. I usually keep it in my dump pouch while I'm moving around. This just allows me to stay hands-free, get whatever I need set up, pull my bow up, whatnot. But I usually take my bridge rope, depending on the tree and the situation, but I'll usually have it about right there. Cinch the sides down a little bit. And a lot of times, once I'm secure, I'll drop my lineman's belt. I know there's a bunch of different gadgets everybody use, but like I said, this is kind of for the beginner saddle hunter. This is what I use. It's pretty simple. I don't think it can get any simpler than the way I use it.